Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video I'm going to be giving you an overview and my personal thoughts on the recently revealed scenario shortcut and job level boost potions, previously items we called jump potions in Final Fantasy XIV. These are items that have been available in the Chinese and Korean versions of the game for some time now, and I've done recent videos with them talking about considering adding these elements, basically one potion to skip through the main scenario and a separate potion to level one of your jobs to 10 levels below the maximum of the current expansion. So like when Stormblood launches, level 60. It's been a heavily debated topic, and I have some thoughts that I'd like to share. I've shared them in previous videos, but I feel like it's an okay time for me to make another one with the updated information. So first of all, we have confirmed that we are getting these potions. Previously, they said they didn't know if they wanted to do them. They were like kind of 70% leaning towards it in the office or something like that. But we have gotten confirmation that both the scenario shortcut items and the job level boost items will be available for purchase in the MOG station as of June 16th, the day of early access for Stormblood. Now, their reasoning is pretty simple, and this is something that we've seen from them before. You know, they want to make sure that players who haven't played in a while or maybe are brand new have an option, if they so desire, to jump in and get to more recent content as opposed to slogging through the hundreds of main scenario quests or just to get caught up and play with their friends more quickly. It's something I can appreciate, but again, I'll get into my thoughts on that exactly once we've covered everything that these potions offer. So the first potion is the scenario shortcut item, also known as the story jump potion. There's two of these jump potions that will skip the main scenario only. One of them will skip you all the way to the end of patch 2.55's main story, and one of them will skip you all the way to the end of patch 3.56's main story. These potions will not complete any of the Stormblood main scenario, although we can assume that when 5.0 comes out, that a potion that skips you to the end of Stormblood story will also be made available. Now, this potion does not level your jobs at all, and has no job level restriction. So you could be level 1 and get this potion, or you could be level 50 and get one of these potions. It's up to you, really. Now, if you just wish to skip all of the A Realm Reborn story quests, that'll cost you $18 US, and as you can see from the slide on the screen, there are some other conversions there as well. If you wish to skip all the way to the end of Heavensward, it'll be $25. And keep in mind, this is not prorated. If you've already completed all of A Realm Reborn story and you decide to buy the Heavensward jump potion, you're not only going to get charged $7, you're going to get charged the full $25 for the potion. And don't worry, like it says, it clears all the way up to 3.56 for the Heavensward skips, so it will skip the A Realm Reborn quests, main scenario quests as well. Now, I'm sure that leaves you with a bunch of questions, and honestly, not even all of them are answered here. You will automatically acquire a chocobo with a randomly generated name. You can change that name, don't forget. You'll be enrolled in the Grand Company that matches your starting city-state. You'll complete all the main scenario quests that were listed earlier. You'll even complete certain side quests. You know, things that unlock key features like dungeons or Palace of the Dead would be presumed to be side quests that would be considered important enough for the scenario shortcut to unlock. And of course, all the story cutscenes will be unlocked in the Unending Journey should you decide to watch them some way other than actually playing them. Moving on to the job level boost items, more formally known just as a regular jump potion, this will raise the level of a single job. Now, there will be a different Tales of Adventure for each job, so Tales of Adventure Scholar, Tales of Adventure Paladin. I don't know how the Scholar Summoner ones are going to work, but I could assume that if you buy the Scholar one, Arcanist would level to 60, but your Summoner job quests wouldn't be completed, and you wouldn't have any gear for it. So there's probably some degree of limitation there as well. It'll raise one job to the level of 60. Again, this will be available after Stormblood launches, where the level cap is 70. So even if you were to buy both of these jump potions, you would still have to do all 10 levels of Stormblood and its story. These again will be available on the MOG station June 16th and will cost $25 a piece. Now, one important detail is that only one job-specific Tales of Adventure available per account until patch 4.1. Basically, you can only buy one of these items for the first 3.5 to 4 months of Stormblood's launch. After patch 4.1, they'll look at the purchasing patterns and see if they want to lift the cap. Honestly, Square Enix is a business. I fully expect them to lift that cap in 4.1. I don't expect this to be something that stays for the entire time. Now, one last detail, you cannot buy one of these potions for Red Mage or Samurai. First of all, they start at level 50. So if they're not going to prorate these kind of things, it kind of makes sense for them to not even offer it in the first place. It's only 10 levels. And second of all, they're brand new, so go play them. You know what I mean? Some other things that actually come with it, gives you a full set of level 60 gear, including a weapon, although they don't say what item level. I'd have to assume it's whatever item level is required for you to get into the first bunch of Stormblood story quests. All job quests will be complete with all your actions learned, and they'll put you in the Hall of the Novice so you can at least learn the basics of what your role is. Me personally, I feel like they should also add that long-rumored Hall of the Intermediate in order to give players a little bit more practice and insight before they hop into a job they have no idea about. Now, those are all of the major aspects regarding these jump potions, but what do I think about them? That's what the majority of my videos are. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I have experienced players who have played this game every day since it relaunched as A Realm Reborn. I have seen players who have played it every day since it launched as 1.0. And I have also seen players that have qualified in either of these categories that have no idea how to maximize the potential of their job. You know, they kind of just either don't really care about their performance, or it's just, you know, they just can't grasp certain concepts regarding the job. So they don't necessarily improve by having played the game for as long as they have, or, you know, doesn't feel like they really learn their job going through the main scenario, or that they learned their job prior to even getting to max level, which is reasonable. A lot of job skills currently, like Black Mage, you don't even get Fire 4 until level 60. So the way you're supposed to play at 60, honestly, the very bare basics you learn from the earlier levels are barely even applicable. So my philosophy is this. If you want to improve your play, you will go out of your way to practice and learn new things about your job. You'll hit dummies, you'll test to see how much DPS you're doing, and you'll ask other people for advice, especially if you're a newer player. If you're somebody who just wants to play a game, you want to play through a story, and you're not really overly concerned with min-maxing or improving your play really at all, then you won't. And I don't feel like having these potions ultimately changes that. And besides, look at the way people learn how to play their jobs now, or I should say how people level now. People spammed Fates, that didn't teach them how to level their job. People spam Palace of the Dead. Yes, you have access to your job skills, but there's no real sense of playing your job properly in Palace of the Dead. The only way you really even learn anything, potentially, is really by doing the dungeons that you do leveling up, and that's just not as popular a method of leveling. So for me, this is just kind of in the same vein as Fate grinding as Palace of the Dead. So it's not really any different from the way people have been leveling before. The only difference is there's a price on it, and that Square Enix gets to reap a little bit of the benefits here. Now, I know that I love the game's story, and I wouldn't want people to skip it. But not everyone who plays an MMO is interested in story. Just like not everyone who plays an MMO is interested in doing 300 some odd quests before they can even play the most recent content that Square Enix is trying to hype up. They're also not giving away any of these for free. It's still another purchase you have to make on top of the game. So players may consider just not purchasing them and doing it the old-fashioned way. We know that with things like roulette, that the old dungeons, other than the 24-mans really, and some of the other side stuff like Hildenbrand, has been pretty well populated. So I'm not concerned about the queue times for the people doing it legit versus the people who are buying these potions because, well, tomestones are tomestones. What are you going to do? On top of that, with the limit of only being able to do it on one job, there's so many things in play here that, while yes, I do expect that you'll see some people hop into like the first level 61 dungeon and just be completely clueless. I've seen that before. I saw that at level 51 with people who had played A Realm Reborn the whole time. So it's just that I personally don't see the harm in it. But I totally understand for the people who do see the harm in it. It's just that we don't see eye to eye on this, and we won't, and that's fine. We both don't have to agree on it. But my thoughts are it's perfectly okay, but I do think I would like to see that Hall of the Intermediate to help promote players who are buying the level 60 boost. Yes, they have 10 levels to try and learn stuff, and there's a lot of changes to try and make it easier for them, but I still think that that's no excuse to not have more tools to counteract the especially negative community what's the word I'm looking for? Perspective on the way these players are sort of expected to play. Honestly, most of the people who I know who are planning on buying them, obviously the only people I know, are people who already play the game and maybe want to make an alt on a new server to play with their friends because they're on Gilgamesh, and whatever, they can't. They straight up can't do it because they'd either have to make a new character from scratch and they're not interested in that, or they have to move a character off Gilgamesh and they're also not interested in that. And then I see people talking about, leveling, a job they've always wanted to try, but they just can't sit through Palace of the Dead mindless grinding or Fates or whatever it is you have to do when you're leveling a secondary job. So I expect a lot of veteran players are going to be the ones picking these up at first, and not so much the new players. While there will definitely be some, I think veteran players are more likely to be the ones who pick these things up. Either way, I know it's going to be a heated YouTube section below. Please, I know it's fruitless, I know it's pointless, please try to respect each other's opinions. I respect the opinion of people who don't agree with this. I ask that you respect my opinion and the opinions of others in the comment section of the video below. But anyway, those are my thoughts on the scenario shortcut and job level boost items. Again, they will be available June 16th, so if you're looking on picking either of those up, be on the lookout. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share, and stay tuned. I got a lot of videos to make over the next several days and weeks, so it's going to be busy. I'll see you guys in the next one, and until then, take care.